we doing? Here for another review. I've had a couple. I've had a couple of, I've had a couple of glasses of wine, a couple of cuppers. But I've only had a couple because, I've been taking it a bit easy since the conference last weekend. Went off. It was a great conference. Met some interesting people, keynote speakers were good. And lots of ideas were shared. Lots of jams were had. And fun times for everyone there. So I've been taking it a bit easy anyway this week. Actually, I don't think I've had a beer since the conference. Oh, well, I think I had a couple the day I got back. But not since then. Had a few wines and stuff. But anyway. Got a tip for you, but, if you're only going to have a couple, or say, for example, someone says, how many coffees do you have a day? And you're like, well, I have a few. They're like, what? It's too many. You should only have a couple. So you only have a couple. What you do, put a couple in your couple. Like with coffee, put a couple of coffees in your coffee, double your coffee. And then you can only have a couple. But you're having a couple of couples, and a couple of couple is a few. So you're still having a few. Put a couple in your couple. I'm not saying that's relationship advice at all. Don't. I mean, maybe you can put a couple in your couple and it'll work out fine. I don't think I'll try it. Yeah, theme song. Was yeah, it's a bit like that. That's my theme song for today. Alright, so I've had a couple of wines, so I'll do, so Gentleman's Collection, it's a Shiraz, obviously, but I like this. Check out that fella up there. That might be Dr. Henry John Lindemann, I don't know. He was a gentleman, apparently. And this is from his collection. So, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, is it gonna fit? Yeah, alright. So, what I like about this one, down the bottom, it's got rules. This is rule number 8, I guess, for being a gentleman. Find yourself. A gentleman does not need to consult a map. He knows where he is going and the best route to take, far in advance of a trip to a foreign land. He does admire cartography, though. I don't know if that's been a, sexist, man doesn't need a map or whatever, but I choose to take it. I agree with old Mr. Lindemann to some extent, if indeed that was his quote. Like, look at your maps all the time, but when you're on a journey, like, you shouldn't be reading maps, you should be making your own maps, That's the only way to journey, just let the journey take you. Draw your map as you go. Maybe. I don't know. So a couple of couples. It's handy, because I actually had in the mail this week, not one, but I had a couple of pedals turn up. Ordered them, different times, obviously. One was from China, one was from, I think, South Australia. So obviously I ordered the one from China a lot longer ago. But, oh, hang on, let me drink. Whoa. Definitely is a gentleman's Shiraz. It's got some bite and kick in a good way. Nice. Oh, it's almost purple, eh? Anyway, it was good. I like it. So anyway, pedals I got. This one is the one from South Australia. Actually, from a bloke. He was in a He's in an EHX cover band, the bloke who told me this. Electroharmonics Bad Stone, which is a phaser, and Trelicopta by Muller, which is a, as you might imagine, a tremolo pedal. Anyway, so we're going to have a listen and see what they are like, and I'll give them a review. Now, some people might say to me, you got 2 pedals. Why don't you do 2, reviews? That's more content. It's all about content. You got to create content. But look, I could create 2 videos out of it, but fuck it. No, that's not what I'm about. I'm not here adding content. I'm not here to, if anything, I feel like I'm subtracting content with everything. But anyway, so we're going to listen to them both. We'll listen to them together and listen to them into the mini katana. First one I'm going to go through is the Bad Stone, the phaser. So before I do that, this is just the clean. Yep. It's just the clean in the katana. And so the phaser, you know what a phaser sounds like. So this is the first, I guess, duplicate pedal that I bought besides, dirt pedals. I don't count. So I already had the Boss phaser, PH3, I think, phase shifter. But I like the sound of this one, and the Boss is great. I love it. It does all sorts of cool things. Difference in this one now. This is a 6-stage phaser, and the Boss one has, you can choose all different sorts of stages. But I think there's 4, 8, 10, and 12, and then it's got its steppy stuff and up and down. But it doesn't have a 6-stage phase in it, which is, that's the justification to the accountant if you need one. The Boss doesn't have a 6-stage phase. I really need that 6-stage phase. I need a vote. This is a Bad Stone. It's a bit different to the small stone, I think, in a couple of ways. Mainly difference, it's got a little switch here. But so the knobs, you got your rate here. This one's your feedback, how much it feeds back. So a phaser, I don't know. There's better cunts out there to explain what a phaser does, but takes your signal, splits it, and puts them so they're out of phase with each other, and it goes up and back, in and out of phase. That's the wheel is your. So what it does, so the rate is how quick it goes back in and out, obviously, and your feedback is how much it's feeding back into itself, I guess. It's a bit like a so yeah, actually no, this one doesn't do anything unless you press that switch. I'll show you that later. I'll just put everything on full. Oh, you can. Oh, this is super full. Too full. That's your rate. Something a bit more usable. I like a pedal that just makes fart noises though. I love that. That's going to sound great in the cacophony. So that's with the rate. I back that feedback and you get that more of a classic sort of phase all the way back at nothing. Sort of, yeah, okay. So it makes it a bit more subtle, more feedback is more how pronounced the phasing is until you get to the extremes. I love I love pedals that, you know, take you to extremes to make. Oh, anyway, so back that off. It sounds like about there, about 3 o'clock. That's a good usable thing. And I'll just show you the really slow. That's with the rate going real slow, just real gentle. I don't know. Anyway, that's real slow. About 12 o'clock. Bit faster. I don't know, this one I actually quite. I usually like a bit of a slower rate. I actually really like the faster rates on this one. Smidge more, I like it when it's real in there. Bit faster. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's a really nice sounding phaser. I'm really enjoying it. It's also, don't tell this one to the accountant, but this is part of my plan. I want to build a all electro harmonics board. So this is another step in that direction. As I said, the accountant doesn't know about that one, but so I'm slowly going to start upgrading some of my other pedals with electro harmonic stuff. I've only got 2, but from what I see, I really like the sorts of things the electro harmonics does. There's some real interesting sort of big combination pedals, although some of them I don't know how they'd work in a board sort of thing, because it might be a, you know, a fuzz and a reverb together. You know, 2 different ends of your board. Where do you put the pedal? Somewhere in the middle, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna start getting a few more, and this is it. I had to also, you know, this one is for the accountant. I had to get a new phaser for my board since the Boss one is now in the camp box. And you know, once it's in there, you can't pull it off. That Velcro. I'll just stick on a little bit of delay. We'll listen to that for a bit. So it can sound heaps nice with a bit of delay. The Boss phaser that I got, the green one, he was the first effect pedal that I ever bought, as you might have been able to tell. I'm a fan of just weird sounds, and you know, how's this for just how cool is it you can do that with a guitar? So we'll listen to it with a bit of a crunch. Maybe back that up a bit, eh? I might up the gain a bit, down the volume. So that's a bit of crunch. Now we'll do a bit of distortion. Right. Cool, pretty noisy with that crunchy. That's one of my favourite things to do with a phaser, with some distortion after it. Just to give it that extra, just the growl, I guess. The extra growl in it. Hang on, let's do that again. We'll do a bit slower. Down on the humbucker. Yeah, so that is one of my favourite things to do with a phaser, is into some distortion, and it just what it does. So that's a Bad Stone. Got the Trelicopta as well. I'll just do it quick. There you go. Tremolo, tremololo, trebolobolo. It's different ways of saying it. Is the Trelicopta. So tremolo does your volume up and down. Hang on, I'll do without that. So yeah, that's kind of what a tremolo does. You got your big dial, that's your speed, how fast it's obviously doing it. So I'll put that up on full, let's see that. It almost sounds like a weird delay's going on. There's the helicopter, the Trelicopta. That needs a bit of crunch. So your depth is this one over here. So no, I guess the depth is how far it dips your volume, I guess. So when it's right on nothing, it doesn't dip at all. This is on 12. So it's not cutting out altogether, but if you go all the way up, I'm going to make it slower so you can actually hear it. Oh, I still got... Maybe turn that delay off. Remember when I said it sounded like delay? Could have been because there was delay on. So that's with the depth up full, and it's going right the way down to 0. So that's your depth. I'll stick that there. The other one is bias. I'm no electro magician, but I think the bias is changing the type of the wave of the tremolo. So I think all the way up. Yeah, so the bias when it's all the way up, it's that really, square wave sort of. It's just on or off, on or off. Whereas as you go down, it gets more curved, if that makes sense. If you know what I'm talking about. If not, or I might be wrong, whatever. You figure out how tremolo works. But I really like a tremolo. Again, it just gives that movement in your... Rightio. Sorry about that, cunts. You might not have noticed, but just had a bit of a break. Mrs. FaceTiming in the middle of doing a review. She's up in Queensland at the moment. Just been to a friend's 40th, so she just got home from the party. Wanted to FaceTime for a bit, so I went and did that instead of recording my review. Thought I'd, earn some points. Wouldn't look good to go, sorry love, can't FaceTime you. Got to record a review. Maybe with some flawless editing, you won't even notice that. I doubt it. Right, so where was I up to? What I like about tremolo is similar to the phase for someone who likes to play some nice long slow chords, or songs that might only have 3 chords or 2 chords or 1 chord. It gives it a bit of movement. It's the phase, putting it in and out of phase, the volume up and down, anything that gives it a bit of movement is a good thing. I'm going to have a bit of a play with both of them, so hang on. Might take me a while to find a good sound. Can't remember if I turned the rate all the way up just to see what that sounds like. Oh yeah, I did. Alright, so this with both of them together, you got the backwards and forwards movement of the phase, and the up and down, I guess, of the volume of the Trelicopta. Sounds pretty cool. Don't know if I quite got anything good, maybe a bit of crunch. Maybe do that a bit quicker. That one a bit slower. like I said. I don't know if you're going to hear it coming through, but it is like a real three-dimensional movement of the sound, which sounds really cool. So what I thought I might do now is I got these ones. I thought I might add in another pedal. It's been a while since I've done this trick, but bear with me. Here we go. Alrighty. Techniques. So I've got here, this is my only other electro harmonics pedal for now. Don't tell the accountant. But this is probably, I think, the second or third pedal I got. The Canyon. I like the Canyon most famously for the shimmer. That was the Canyon with quite a long delay, but you can do it with a really short delay and you just get the shimmer. Oh, I don't know what that's doing. That's kind of interesting. That's not what it usually does. I'm going to have a go of the tape delay. Hang on, let me just... One of the bad things about like a really nice tape delay like that with a long delay, when you fuck up, you get to keep hearing it over and over. So it's quite, I love this. I'm going to do a bit of, I might have to turn down a bit. Yeah, I could play that all day, all day. That is awesome. My ratings, I guess, my review, Bad Stone is awesome. I love it. I've had heaps of fun playing with it. Lots of weird sounds. Do I feel like I'm cheating on my boss phaser? Not really. This one's he's more awesome. Well, awesome in different ways. Just fun. Trelicopta, yeah, it does what it says. It's a tremolo. It dips your volume up and down. It's quite good. And the Canyon tape delay. Oh. Ooh, didn't like that end bit. But that, oh, yeah, that's fun to play with all day. So the tape has that obviously in that pedal. It's not real tape. It's all digital, but has that really nice sort of slightly wobbly, and you can go in and change the wobble and all that sort of stuff of the tape in the secondary functions, but just that nice warm sort of wobble of the repeats. I really love it, and just the foreverness you can get with it. Like turn the feedback knob up. You can have a lot of fun with that, actually. Speaking of tape, that reminds me, I was listening to a podcast today that was, this bloke was talking all about frequencies and how we can use different frequencies in music to alter consciousness and all these other stuff, and how little bit conspiracy, I guess, theory that, music is all deliberately engineered to mess with our consciousness and all that sort of stuff, and it's a tool that has been used by governments, since ancient times as a tool of control and blah 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 blah. And if you just know the right frequencies, you can unlock your consciousness and stuff. But what it reminded me of, getting back to tape, when I was a kid, a mate of mine literally just had this tape, like a cassette tape, and it was filled, we just called it tape. It was all this sort of I think sometimes electronic, but just sort of meditation, I guess, music, just weird trancey before there was trance as an actual thing. Music. And so what we did, we just lie down on the floor, eyes closed, put the tape on the big stereo. Remember when, stereos used to be big, and you sit there and we'd both lie down and just listen to this whole tape. Like, I think there was 2 sides to the tape. I can't remember if we did both sides or just one. But you listen to it, and it was like a full meditation. I know if you're into meditation, but sometimes when you come out of a deep meditation, you have this sort of moment of woo. It does sort of mess around with your brain, and that's what this tape was doing. It was like we were stoned without, having to get stoned. I'm not saying that this tape delay will do that to you, but, who knows? Sit here in this trance for long enough, and yeah. So yeah, I don't know, do that long enough, maybe you'll get there. That's my review. I'm happy with all these pedals, especially the EHX. Here's the start of me Electro-Harmonix board. Have to get a few more. I probably won't be getting any pedals for a while, any new pedals. I don't know, we'll discuss it with the accountant, but I do have, there's a couple of pedals I'm waiting on. I've got cunts building pedals for me. Two of them, one of them's a doctor bloke. This doctor bloke's building me a distortion called the Big Mother. Big Mother, can't wait to get that on the show when I get it built. But and the other ones, I'm waiting for a fuzz pedal called a Fuzz Aldrin from a comedian. So, you know, I guess when you get pedals built by not, you know, pedal builders, they've got actual day jobs like being a doctor or being funny. You know, you gotta wait a bit. But anyway, g'day Jesse, shout out to Jesse, Jesse Case. Keep being good, man. Alright, I think that's about it. Hopefully I don't have like an hour show. Probably do. I think I want a bit of crunch. Definitely want a bit of tremolo in there. Yeah, I think I'll turn that one down. Righto, cunts. That's about it. Get fucked.